Hello. All right. Here I am. Here we are. Let's get started, guys. Okay. I have got the next 30 minutes for you. Fine. Right? A very important part of our body. If you've ever had an issue with your spine, you know all too well the importance of taking care of it. And when you have issues in your entire life, don't you? It's painful. And you notice and you recognize right away how your spine is connected to every part of your body, right? Usually if you have pain in your spine, it ends up radiating to other parts of your body. It makes it very difficult. So I understand. I've had an issue before myself. And we'll actually get into that next week. Next week, we're going to focus more on just the neck and the shoulders. But this week, we're going to focus on the entire spine. So let's get started. In a comfortable seat on your yoga mat. Trying to warm up here. Sorry. It's about 12 degrees outside, I think, right now here in Michigan. And I'm in my basement, if you hadn't noticed. It's a little chilly. But I got my heater going. Hopefully you do too, wherever you are in your space, in your home. Finding a comfortable seat, guys. So whatever that means for you, cross your legs and sit. You could put a blanket underneath your sitting bones if you want to sit up a little bit. That helps sometimes. You could also just sit on your shin bones, on your knees, okay? But we're going to begin right away to start to open up the spine. But what I want to first do is just find our posture in our seated pose here. And it always begins with the spine, right? So think about it, rooting down through your sitting bones, okay? Those two pointy bones at the bottom of your pelvis, actually your hips. And then that area ends up connecting into the very beginning, the base of your spine, your sacrum, okay? So just feel that area for a moment, all right? The very base of your spine, your sacrum, your tailbone sort of curls under just a little bit. Your sacrum is stable, right? It doesn't move. So think about that, the space in our pelvic floor and our hips is a stable part of our body. It helps us to ground down, to root down. In possibly another class, we would talk about the more metaphysical part of the spine in yoga, the chakras, okay? And we're not going to get into that today. We only have 30 minutes. That's a whole nother class. That's a whole nother world. We're going to stick with more of the physical part of the spine today. But the root chakra is right here, right at the base of the spine. Breathe into it. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, notice and feel the sacrum, the base of the spine, rooting down into the ground, making you feel stable and secure. And as you move up into the next part, the lumbar part of your spine, there's sort of this gentle curve that sort of comes in just slightly, right? And then comes back out. And it starts to allow for that range of motion, so that flexion and extension. But there's no twisting in this area. So the very important part that we want to talk about today is that twisting does not happen in this region, in the hips or in the lower lumbar, right? Mainly just flexion, extension, maybe a little side to side. So just breathe into your lumbar area here. And right here, as you do, pull the belly in, and this helps to support the lumbar. And then as we move up into the thoracic spine, it's our rib cage, right? So draw the shoulders back just slightly. And this is the area of our body when we do get into twist. This is where we begin to twist, right at the rib cage, okay? I want you to feel the breath here now. So breathe in and feel your rib cage expand. And then notice your belly expand as well. And as you exhale, pull your belly in and just feel as your rib cage draws inward slightly. Keep drawing back on the shoulders. And now feel the region of your spine all the way up into your neck, your cervical spine. Your most delicate bones, the smallest bones of your spine, which also have a lot of range of motion, right? Forward and back, side to side, and rotating. But they also support this heavy head, right? And so think about your head and its position, your body, reaching up. So the crown of the head reaching straight up. And then if you can, just tuck slightly your chin and draw back. Feel maybe your earlobes. Think about your earlobes being in line with the tops of your shoulders. So what we tend to do is to jut our head forward, especially in this day and age of computers and smartphones. Okay. So now with this beautiful alignment of our spine, bring your hands together at your heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale it out. Do that again as you breathe in. Start at the base of your spine. Inhale, up through your lumbar, up through your thoracic, through your cervical spine, all the way up to the top of your head. And then as you exhale, feel that exhale breath travel back down. Down your cervical spine, down through your rib cage, down through your lumbar, your belly, down into your pelvic floor. I want you to continue to feel that breath moving, sort of spiraling and flowing up and down your spine. Right? If anybody ever says, have a straight spine, right? It's not possible. Right? Our spine is curvy and beautiful, but we need those curves to support our entire body. But we want to lengthen up and create space. So let's begin with the neck. Bring your hands back to your knees. Okay, and we're just going to go forward and back with the head. So drop your chin to your chest. And then, if you can, drop your head back. So just nice and slow, a couple times. Forward and back. And you know what? I'm a little tight, personally. I get a little tight in my upper back, in my shoulders, in my neck, especially after a long night's sleep. So take your time, be gentle on you, and just recognize that. Now, pause, and let's just take it ear to shoulder, side to side. Okay? Nice and slow. Kind of pause as you bring the ear over, drop the opposite shoulder down. Feel that stretch into the side of your neck. Good. Let me just do one more, side to side. Keep breathing. Now bring your head back neutral. And now let's just rotate, right? So your neck has all of that range of motion. Flexion, extension, side bending, and rotation. So really think about drawing the chin all the way across just above your shoulder. Really finding that full rotation side to side. Take one more. Good. And then bring your head neutral. Now we're going to start to open up this thoracic spine. I want you to bring your hands to your heart center. We're going to really incorporate the breath here. So as you inhale, I want you to open your arms out wide. Spread your palms wide facing forward. Pull your shoulder blades to touch behind you. And then maybe even drop your head back. Breathe in. As you exhale, we're going to pull our hands into our heart center and then press and extend your arms forward, rounding into your upper back. Tuck your chin. Okay, let's do that again. Pull the hands into your heart and then expand the arms wide. Curl back, open up the heart as you curl back through the thoracic spine. And then exhale, pull the hands together, pressing away from you. Tuck your chin round into the upper back. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Open up. Exhale. Press it forward. Good. Now come back to a neutral spine, and we'll take a little side to side. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Stretch. Now make sure right here, guys, we tend to dump forward a little bit, okay? So think about rolling that left shoulder back, opening through the left armpit, palm faces down on the left hand, all right? And then root back down through that left sitting bone, reach through your left fingertips a little further. Side stretch, breathe in. Exhale, release. Left hand down, right arm up, side stretch to your left. Again, I want you to think about that top hand, the palm facing down, and then pull that thumb back. Maybe that would help too. Think about pulling that thumb back. That's going to draw that right shoulder back, open up through the armpit. Root down through your right hip. Breathe in and out. Let's do one more side to side. Reach up with the left arm, stretch to your right. Whew, and I'm sore. If you did my class yesterday, my HIIT and yoga, whew, we got into our side obliques. Reach up. Let's stretch on over to the left. Right arm up and over. Which is a good thing, right? Oh, my goodness. I know it's working. Come on up. Good. Now we're going to take a little twist. Twist to your right. So here we go. Hips are rooted. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Bring your right hand behind you. So the twist is really just happening, right? Right here from the rib cage up. So think about that. Pull back on the right side of your rib cage. Draw your right shoulder back. You can continue just to keep your head in line with your shoulders, or you can start to twist all the way through your cervical spine and gaze back over your right shoulder. Take a breath in. Feel that breath again spiraling up your spine. Feel as you exhale, the breath spirals back down. Good. Release. Twist to the other side. Left hand behind you. Right hand comes to that left knee. Again, feel the rib cage twisting, right? So back, right? The lumbar is staying pretty neutral. The hips are rooted. They're not going anywhere. We're just drawing back on that left rib cage now, lifting up through the sternum, and then if you can, circling all the way around with the cervical spine gazing back behind you over your left shoulder. Take another breath in. Exhale it out. Ooh, let's do that one more time. Switch on over to your right as you twist. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, twist. Release it. Twist to your left. Right hand to the left knee. Draw back on the left rib cage. Breathe in. Look all the way behind you if you can. Exhale out. Good. Release. Now let's come into tabletop position, guys, so that we can get into the lumbar spine. Okay, so again, the lumbar is not twisting, right? We're going to do some flexion extension and a little side bending, and we're going to do that through our cat-cow. So as you breathe in, you're going to drop the belly, draw the sacrum and the tailbone up, draw the shoulders back, look forward and up. Now as you exhale, you're going to really tuck the tailbone, right? Pressing up through the lower back, pressing up through the shoulder blades, letting the shoulder blades move away from one another. And again, inhale, rolling through cow pose. Exhale into cat pose. Deep breath here. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now come back to a neutral spine, and I want you to kind of shrug your left shoulder, your left armpit towards your left hip. Okay, so it's just a little bit of a side stretch. Feel that. Breathe. Come back neutral. Shrug your right shoulder towards your right hip. So it's a kind of a gentle movement, but you should feel that stretch on the one side and the contraction on the other. Let's do that one more time. To the left. Breathe. And to the right. So good. Release. Walk those hands forward about 6 inches or so, all right? Get those toes tucked under. We come into downward facing dog. So right here, guys, pedal out those feet, right? So Often when we are finding rounding in our spine here in downward dog, it's mainly due to the fact that we have really tight hamstrings and legs and lower back, right? So let's pedal out those feet, bending one knee then the other, just warming up, loosening up the muscles of the legs. Good. And then just look forward, spread your fingers nice and wide, all right? Really grip the mat, and then think about your shoulder blades pulling away from one another, all right? So we're not pinching up at the neck. Draw those shoulder blades away from one another. Press away from the mat with nice strong arms. And then think about your ears in line with your biceps. Pull your belly in and up. See if you can tilt your tailbone up 1 more inch. Nice long spine here. Bending the knees if you need to, all right, guys? If you're feeling yourself rounding, push back, bend the knees. Right? Take 1 more big breath in here. Exhale it out. Now look forward and just walk your way to the top of your mat. Let's take a forward fold here. Okay? And just check in with the feet. We've got hip width apart. We're rooting down through the 3 points of contact in the feet. And now just let the head hang. Let the shoulders relax. Feel the hips lifting and spreading wide. And now such a beautiful release for the spine, right? We stand up most of the day, or we sit most of the day, compressing and squishing our vertebra, right? And so a forward fold like this to allow gravity to work, to release that tension and that compression is so good. Maybe even if it feels okay, just sway a little bit left to right. Loosen it up. Take another breath. Good. Now soften your knees, come center, and just roll yourself up to standing. Feel as the bones stack up, joint on top of the other. Roll your shoulders back. Feel your vertebra stacking as you rise up. Just arms down by your side to begin. Roll the shoulders back. Breathe here. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Now let's move. Breathe. Reach the arms up. Inhale. And exhale, come back down. Grab the backs of your legs, pull your belly in, deep stretch. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, step back to plank pose. I want you to hold plank pose for a moment here, feeling the strength in this posture. And primarily the strength of your core, right? Supporting your spine. So our core stabilizer supporting your spine. Take another breath in. Exhale it out. Now bend your elbows and lower yourself to the ground. You can use your knees if you need to. Point your toes once you get there. Press into your hands. Roll your shoulders back and lift into cobra pose. Now, beautiful extension through the spine. Keep lengthening. See if you can pull your shoulders away from your ears. Create space in the neck and strength in your back. And then slowly release. Good. Now let's tuck the toes back under, strengthen up the legs, and press back up through plank pose to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale it out. So let's reach the right leg straight up for a big stretch. And then pull your knee in. Let's step through to lunge pose. Now make sure you've got that ankle underneath the knee. And drop your back knee down. Good. From here, I want us to rise up to crescent lunge, a low crescent lunge with that back knee down. Pull your belly in, palms face towards one another, reach up. Beautiful. Take another breath here. And exhale it out. Bring your hands together. Let's take a little twist here into prayer twist. We're going to hinge from the hips. We're going to lengthen the spine first. Now remember, we're just twisting through the thoracic, through the rib cage. So bring the left elbow across the right knee. Pull your belly in and feel your right rib cage drawing back. right? The hips are moving forward and down, stable, twisting. As you twist through your rib cage, draw your right shoulder back. Take another breath here. Exhale it out. So good. One more breath. And just let it go. Whew. Release, hands down. Now let's pop that back knee up, step that foot in a hair. We're just gonna come into triangle pose. So I want you to spin the left toes out, straighten your right leg as much as you can, right hand to shin bone, left arm up, spread your fingers wide. So now finding a neutral spine again. As you open up through the hips, lengthen your spine, draw back on that left shoulder, breathe. Ooh. Take another big breath in here. Exhale it out. And release. Hands down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Now we're just going to drop to our knees. Slide your hands back to your thighs and stand up on your knees. Camel pose. Roll your shoulders back. Hands come to the small of your back. You're going to point your elbows behind you, and you're going to start to press your hips forward and lean back. Open up the chest, curl back. You can stay right here. If you feel it, you can reach back. For your heels, keep drawing back. Drop your head back if you can. Breathe. Come out of it slowly. Bring your knees together. Drop your hips back to your heels. Tuck your chin, arms down by your side. See if you can bring the top of your head to your mat. Now feel the rounding of your spine, the counter pose to that big back bend. Let your shoulders drop and relax. Take another breath. Let it go. Slowly roll yourself up back to your neutral spine and find downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, hips up and back. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Left leg goes up. Stretch. Pull your knee in, step through to lunge pose. Drop the back knee down. Feel the stretch in the hips to begin. Make sure you've got alignment of ankle below knee. When you're ready, roll up to crescent lunge. Spread your fingers wide. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Extend through your thoracic spine. Feel that opening. Now bring your hands together and find your twist. Again, the hips are stable, moving forward and down. The thoracic, the rib cage is twisting. So as you press your right elbow into the outside of your left knee, draw back on your left rib cage. You can continue, just kind of gaze forward. You might even get all the way into your cervical spine with a twist as you gaze up and over your left side. Keep pulling your belly in as you exhale, creating just a little more space to twist. So good, you guys. Take another breath. Exhale it out. Let's release it. Hands down to the mat. Pop that back knee up. Step the foot in a hair. Spin the toes out. Heel in. Triangle pose. Left hand to left shin bone. Right arm is going to reach up to the sky. And there's just a tiny twist through the spine, but for the most part, the spine is neutral here. So think about that from your tailbone to the top of your head. Lengthening, reaching, creating space. Draw back on that right shoulder to open through the chest. Beautiful. Take another breath in. Release. Exhale. Hands down. Plank pose. Drop to your knees. Camel pose. Slide right into it. Whatever variation you'd like to take. Breathe. We're here for 5. Curl back. Open the heart. Big stretch for the spine. Release. Come out of it slowly, guys. That's a big back bend. Pull the knees together. Round forward, arms down by your side, tuck your chin, bring the top of your head to the mat, relax the shoulders down. Breathe. Take another breath here. Let it go. Slowly roll yourself back up to your seat. You can stay on your shin bones if that feels okay. Just rest your palms in your lap. Feel the length of your spine. Supple, yet strong. Supporting you and your body in everything you do throughout your day. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Let it go. Bring your hands together at your heart center to honor your practice, for taking care of you. We're paying special attention to your spine and the health of your body. Be proud of your efforts and continue with them. Namaste, guys. All right, so that was it. It's quick, right? 30 minutes. But just come back to it, right? I wanted to kind of hopefully give a little information about, the spine, giving you a little better idea of how our spine moves, especially in our yoga class. It's important to take care of ourselves with proper alignment, right? Because we don't want to hurt ourselves. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you ever have any questions, feel free to message me, right? Private message, or just post in the comments. I love to hear feedback. And anyway, I hope you're enjoying it. Have a beautiful day and keep at it. All right. Take care.